Hello student, I Satish Pandey. Today we are going to discuss about the cooperative society. Cooperative society is a society which is made by the members for its own welfare. It is a voluntary association, so membership is free to anyone. Actually, we have been studying about the forms of business, but this is not a although it is doing purchase and sale, but it is not for profit motive, so it is not a business. Actually it is an association to help members. So if you want to define it, cooperative society is a volunteer association of persons who join together with the motive of welfare of members. So most of the business have different welfare of the stakeholder and employees and investors, but here the main motive of cooperative society is welfare of its member. People can gather and form cooperative society. There are cooperation among the members. This cooperation is based on certain needs of the members, and their needs are fulfilled. So they have economic interest. Their economic interests are same in nature. So they want to come out of the possible exploitation on the hands of middlemen. Therefore, they want to establish a cooperative society. In cooperative society, it is compulsory to registered cooperative society under the Cooperative Society Act 1912. Registration is compulsory. So the process of setting is that you need to consent of at least 10 adult person. You need 10 adult person to form a society. Their consent is there. The same person become the member of cooperative society, and the same members are going to contribute for capital for the society. They will provide the capital through the issue of shares. Each one will have shares. They can contribute as much as they want to the society, and with the help of this capital raised from the members, the society will run. Society acquire distinct legal entity because it is free from other members, and it is registered. Whenever you registered it, it become a legal entity. Let us see about the features of cooperative society. It is voluntary membership. Voluntary membership means you cannot force anyone to join it. It is voluntary membership, and voluntary membership in this sense also, you are not catch, or you are not forced to stay in the cooperative society. Anytime you can leave the society. So you are free to leave the society anyway. That's why it is voluntary as membership. You can join anytime and you can leave anytime. So you are free to join or leave cooperative society. That's why it is called voluntary association. Then another thing is that legal status. It has legal status. Registration is compulsory. Therefore, when it is registered with the government provide it legal status. You are a separate identity apart from your members, and you are distinct from your members. So being a separate legal entity, it is not affected by the entry and exit of members. Members can go and come. New members comes and old members goes, and company is going on. So it has a legal status which doesn't affected by the members. It has limited liability. All the members have limited liabilities up to the amount contributed by them as a capital. Their personal assets cannot be used to settle the debt of the company. So their liability is limited up to their contribution in society. Now control is managed by a managing committee, but this managing committee is elected, not selected, elected by the members. So the power of decision making lies in the hand of managing committee, but the power of electing managing committee lies in the members of society. So each members have given chance to choose, equal chance have been given, and therefore it is a democratic character, because it is elected by the members, run by the members. Service motive, cooperative society is not established for profit motive, it is established for service motive, because we want the welfare of the members, and cooperative society serve the members. It work only for members, not for the other people outside the society. So value of mutual help and welfare is emphasized in this. If even if the profit or surplus is generated in the company, for instance, then this is distributed among the members as a dividend. So all members, suppose there are 10 members and the company have earned 100 rupees, so 10 rupees each members will get as a dividend. So profit is there is no provision of profit, only if a surplus amount is generated then given. So it is a service motive forms of business. Let us see about the merits of such a cooperative society. Equality in voting status. There are equality in voting status, one man one vote. One man one vote, no matter that how much capital he contributed. If you give more money in the cooperative society, it doesn't mean that he will get more vote. But in company, on the other hand, if you purchase more share, you will have more vote. In cooperative society, your share doesn't decide your vote. One man one vote is there. It is pure democratic way of voting rights. Limited liabilities. The cooperative society have limited liabilities. Your personal asset is not going to used for settling the debts in case of insolvency. They are limited to their capital. So members capital, once you have given the your contribution in capital, that your contribution have risk, and that can be used to settle the debt because of your limited liability. Stable existence. It has stable existence, as you know already in the feature also, that death, bankruptcy or insanity of the insanity of the any members do not affect the continuity of cooperative society. It will continue. Members may go and come, even some members may die or bankruptcy, and some members may leave the society, but the cooperative will go. It has stable existence. Economy in operation. So it is economical to operate because it is generally operated by the members itself on the basis of honorary services. Honorary services means they are not going to charge money and salary for that, or nominal salary they take. They know that they are working for themselves, because all the benefit is distributed among the members. So all the members are working as a team, and they are not working for the salary or income. So most of them are working honorary basis pay, and that's why it is economic operation. There are no much expenditure, and the most of the work are done free of cost. It eliminates the middleman and help reducing cost. Middleman means you can directly go to the factory and purchase the goods instead of wholesaler as a cooperative society. So middleman can be eliminated. Now another one is support from the government. Since the cooperative society is a democratic institution, so it got support because the government is also democratic in our country. So most of the governments are going to support the cooperative society because it is also very much similar to the government itself, election and everything else. Second thing is it is related to the welfare of members. Third thing, it is not for profit, it is for service motive. That's why it get a lot of support from the government, such as low tax rate, subsidies from the government, low interest rate on the loan of the cooperative society. So there are lots of benefits of cooperative society from government. Ease of formation, it is very easy to form, not so much easy as sole proprietor, but it is very easy to form because you need to make a consent of minimum 10 members. Minimum 10 members is there. If it is less than 10 members, cooperative society cannot be formed. So you need minimum 10 members, uh, or more than 10 members can be done, 20, 30, 100, 200,000. Upper, there is no upper limit, but minimum 10 members you needed. Then after you can attract to join more members so that your cooperative can grow. You know about the Amul India. Amul have grown a lot from Gujarat, a small village of Gujarat, to whole Gujarat, then whole India, and then now it is going in other part of India also in as a multinational company. It is a cooperative society. It has attracted more and more members of the different part of India, and it expanded throughout the pan India. Now it has few legal formalities. Only you have to register it with the Cooperative Society Act 1912 with a simple form, and your formation is completed. Now let us see about the limitation. There are limitation of resources because you can attract resources contribution from your members only. So members are the source of resources, and most of the members have limited resources. So limited means are there. You cannot get it from other person. Inefficiency in management. So management is inefficient because I already told you that most of the members are doing the work on the honorary basis, not for money. But the members are not a MBA or graduated from IIM, and a good management skill are there with them, as a company and multinational company are appointing management IIM graduates, and BTech, MTech, some studied person, commerce student. But a cooperative society managed by, suppose the Kisan Cooperative Society, so it must be managed by the farmers, because farmers are the members, and it is so farmers have no skills about the marketing and sales and advertisements. So it has inefficient management. Members who offer honorary services on volunteer basis are generally not professionally equipped to handle the management function effectively. So management function is a skill based task which cannot be managed properly by everyone. Lack of secrecy is there. So you cannot maintain your secrecy because you have to disclose everything in the meeting of members, because it is a legal institution and you have to disclose everything in the meeting of members. Each members have right to know about the society because he is also member. So in meeting everything is disclosed. So operation of a society is disclosed, whether it is earning profit or not, and everything. So others people also get know about it. So a secret of company cannot be maintained here. Government control, as I told you that the government have given a lot of benefits to the cooperative society, but at the same time government control also cooperative society. because it has given several benefits, so it must monitor that whether my benefit is misused by the company or not. So against which it may control, it interfere in the functioning, it check the account and earning of the company. Audit and accounting is done by the government and by state cooperative department, very much negatively affected by the freedom of operation. They try to exercise control. You know about the Parag Dairy. Parag Dairy is very much interfered by the state cooperative departments. Therefore, it unable to grow as a Amul company. So it is about to die. Although it is also a milk producing company and formed by the milk producer as a member. All the milk producers are members of the cooperative society who supply milk to the Parag Dairy or Amul Dairy. Differences in opinion. There are more members, more opinions. If there are differences in opinion, they will quarrel and try to supersede others. Everyone want that he should be listened and his decision should be followed in the company. So they have different viewpoints, contrary viewpoints about the marketing, about the purchase, about the sale, and that causes differences in opinion. Sometimes personal interest of any person lead to many problem. It may start dominating the welfare motive. Some have personal motive that he want to sell his own produce first, then after other members produce. They have personal interest. There are lots of types of personal interest are there, and that created conflict and differences in opinion. So in this way we have studied about the various types of various features of cooperative society and its